I swear this is the same song I started the last video with, but I promise you, I reshuffled the playlist. I was listening to a whole other song. I just had to restart the video because my storage did a thing again. You know. Oh, right. Peace reflections and divine greetings to the chosen. But yeah, that's cool how that just worked, right? Cause yeah, I looked in the last video to see where I was. To just continue on this video, and I don't know what I was talking about for real when I got cut off. Cause I don't have the patience to sit through the video and rewind the way that I have to do with my nana's phone. But yeah, I know what topic we were last talking about. I love dogs, so you're alright. If you needed to come by, it's alright. Okay. Alright. I'm not used to people being nice, so I don't know why she asked if I was good. She could have genuinely just could have been a good neighbor. I said, "What's up, neighbor? You good?" Type shit. Like, how are you doing? But more of a family style, because that's how our people work. We get like my family personal, whatever expression, right? Came out as me adopting my friends as family, because I was separated from my siblings, and because my siblings existed but they weren't in my energy, I sensed them, and just for some reason always wanted the exact type of siblings that I had, because that's just how that goes. So yeah, those are like other energetic chords that you might either have to reconnect to find yourself type shit, or cut off so that you can free your energy so you can, do what you gotta do. But that's gonna be kind of hard if you're not aware of them type shit. Like you gotta do research. The reason why they would separate us from our mothers, right, when we were born. Like they told us partially about that they didn't go deep because they're too scared to go deep because it would expose too much and it would, justify more, harsh punishment. But speaking of harsh punishment, so you know how the sun, right, is a chromosome and a chakra, and it's cleansing the planet, like how blood cells do, of the disease that was created on this planet, like the earthworms. I don't want to call them disease, but they're not organic, and they're a complex cell organism. So when the sun tries to break their cells down to its original, whatever, right? Because that's part of the cleansing process. They're going to, likely break down into a million different things because they're made out of a bunch of stuff. Not a million, but they're made out of a bunch of shit. So when we talk about the punishment, right? If you don't ascend, right, your technology and adapt to detaching, I'm talking to the earthlings now. I always talk to my people, but let's talk to the earthlings now. If you don't detach from this material realm and, unlock your conscience, right, into moving into your spiritual bodies, you will burn up on this plane and not get a chance to reincarnate and all that other stuff, or have eternal life, quote unquote eternal life, to where you get to just be the dreamer, right? But even then, you can't be the dreamer because you were made by the dreamer, so you will be part of the dream,
energetically, right? You would be a spirit. But if you don't fucking, work on your consciousness and then cleanse your avatar, your body, so that your consciousness can ascend after you have, exposed it, reprogrammed it to working more with your spirit other than the matrix, because we don't even work with our material form the way we're supposed to, all of us. So then earthlings get a lot of privileges because they're on the wrong planet, they're in the wrong organism. Like, this is not Earth is a place. This is why they call this place Earth. That's their planet. But we don't gotta worry about that right now. What we gotta worry about is, for the Earthlings, is unlocking your consciousness, right? Exposing it and reprogramming it to work with the spirit. Cleansing your physical avatar and learning to work with the sun, right? Because then when you do that, then when when it's time for us all to go through this thing, right? Because it's all happening to us slowly. And I want to say something important, let's save it to the end, but it's all happening to us slowly. But it's going to cook up pretty quickly, exponentially. If you don't know what exponentially means, I don't want to break that down because I gotta focus. So the really important thing I want to explain is we have suns in us, chosen ones. So the whole reason they went through that corona thing with they call it a jab, right? Because when you're boxing, it's just like a little punch to distort you, right? Because they had to lock up our coronal spheres, right? The little suns inside of us, so that we don't, burn up the rest of the earthlings around us, because we synthesize the sun and all that. We do a lot of things with the sun and the planet. So you gotta ground. You don't have to meditate to ground. You can just be outside, put your bare feet in the sun. With your bare feet in the ground and your body in the sun type thing. But yeah, when you meditate and focus on your breathing, your consciousness, and opening those portals within you, then you can start to you can be a conduit of energy to amplify the energy on the planet, right? So, yeah, let's be self-aware about that, people, all of us, right? Like I said, I'm not gonna be an asshole, right? My brother just, brought my nieces and nephews on this planet to confuse us and, do incest with us. And because of that, we gotta heavily cleanse our mind, bodies, and spirits from a lot of different things that our nieces and nephews were instructed to do to us by our cousins. It's a whole lot. That's why they call it a family war in the heavens. Anyways. Seeing all these signs, be seen 333. Travel through my mind as rejection. I don't sleep. Yeah, I don't sleep. Awareness, right? That was the last thing we were talking about. I don't know if I even broke it down because I wasn't paying attention and I didn't want to sit through the thing, so I'm gonna just break it down one more time. Self-awareness, right? Damn, I can't see my fucking... see the patterns, right? In yourself, others, and in your environment. Then reflect on them. And, your reflection, right? You gotta make sure the reflection isn't distorted like a fun mirror. Or cursed like a crystallized mirror that we use today. You want to move like water and let the emotions flow, right? So that you're not so emotionally distort because they made us emotionally retarded. Use your emotional intelligence to guide, right? Because your emotions will peek in, right? You can't just use ego and logic. Ego is built out of emotions as well. It's built out of a lot of shit. But yeah, so you get when your emotions peaking when you're doing this reflection, use that water, right, in the stillness and let it flow, right, like a waterfall, and use that as a mirror to reflect. I don't like use your emotions to help guide as a guide is what they be saying. Right? Yeah. Let's continue. Let's go in the order that I wrote it down. So transcendence, grow out of the limits, limitations, know the nature of yourself. Okay, so I feel like that's exactly what it is. Transcending is just like out of your limits, learning how, like, I want to explain how to grow out of your limits, right? But first you have to know your nature, right? Because we are all these mix of elements, and you need to know the nature of all the elements, right? Because we are the avatars. But then when you're trying to learn the nature of said element, right? You want to go look into your natal chart and look at all the zodiac, right? Because they're connected with elements and personalities. And right now we're talking about transcendence. So you don't just have to use personalities, right? When we're talking about the behavior of the elements, right? Reflecting in all aspects of reality. So let's just keep it simple and talk about our personalities, right? So know the nature of yourself. Know what kind of earth sign you are, right? Like there's a fixed, mutable, and what was the other one? Cardinal, right? Fixed is kind of like being stubborn, trying to keep things simple. Kind of, I don't want to say it in this way, but going with what you see in front of you, right? And not trying to, I don't want to say push past that, because we will. I have some fixed signs in me too, but we will do that, right? But when we really feel like it's necessary or when something pushes us, right? And usually when this happens, it will be a transcendental thing. Also why it's important to learn about the planets and what elements that they rule with and what kind of deities rule with them, right? Like Mars, fire, the god of war, right? And then my Mars has an Aries, right? So, I like that though, because, my motivation is childish, it's kind of simple. And, when I say it's kind of simple, it's just meaning like, I like to do things in the moment, shit like that. I don't really want to go and explain all of that, but, you can learn the nature of all of that, right? It's best to look at a few specific planets while you're looking at Pluto, so you can figure out, because I think the Pluto is the transcendental planet, right? My Pluto's a Sagittarius. That's awesome. Like I said, I'm childish. I gotta, get that freedom and shit. But like I said, because of the situation we're in and my position and what I be doing, that's perfect. But my bad. I don't like to brag, so I don't know when I'm bragging or when I'm, giving a good example for something. I feel like I'm bragging too much. Let me talk about something. Yeah, I've been smoking. I don't know if I mentioned in the last video, but I've been smoking again. You know, I went back on my word. Same day as well. You know, I think I got like a little bag of weed at the end of that day. That's cool. Like it's cool because like at least I got to fast for a day type shit. Like I usually that's what usually happens when I try to fast. Something good around comes to eat. Like you by the end of the day when I can like really push past all the little you know triggers, right? But yeah, it's a trick for manifestation. So yeah, knowing your nature and shit can, and like all your other, like for the rest of your nature and just how it works and integrates with each other, right? Like how I said, when you look at one zodiac sign on one planet, don't just try to think of it in that one planet. Think of all the energies of all the planets that zodiac can have, right? Because all these planets is how we are built. So that zodiac's consciousness and personality, that character, that whole body of them, the way that they talk, think, love, attract, and this and that, you want to integrate all of those personalities in the one planet personality, right? So say like I have a whole character playing this role for me in this planet of mine. So for my Mercury, I have Capricorn. I don't want to talk about Capricorn. Talk about Capricorn too much because I am a Capricorn. But because like yeah, again like. Another reason why I don't want to talk about that because like good example Capricorn and Capricorn. Trying to talk about my sun energy with another planet, or even no, just my Mercury with my Mars. How about that? My Mars is at Aries and my Capricorn is but man, it's funny too because like one is so mature and the other one is so immature. It's funny. It's cool. So yeah, that's kind of why you know I have problems speaking when I am in certain areas of energy, or I'll have problems doing certain things when I'm in my Capricorn overthinking and planning energy, right? Because I'm not in a much of a doing energy, I'm in a planning energy. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, when you figure out your nature and all, you can see all of your positive aspects and your negative aspects. So the things, when I say negative, I do mean negative, going backwards, the things that is holding you back or trying to pull you into a fucked up situation. I don't know why our ego does this. Oh wait, right. We've been trained. Yeah, they trained us. They tamed us. They did a bunch to us. But this is Gen Z. We don't give a fuck no more, bro. I don't give a fuck. I dropped out of school. No, I'm not planning on going back. Because what's the point if, what I'm doing now is just going to further push the ending of all this bullshit next year type shit. Because we are in a year of the 9, right? I don't know what they're talking about 2030 and this and that's gonna happen. Like, bro, I don't know what they're talking about. I'm not even gonna pay attention to all that for real. Yeah, go look up. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. Oh right, I wanted to talk about that too. When I was talking about I started smoking. Yeah, so I was off the Team Umizoomi, right? And I was getting so much downloads one night, and I turned on the camera. and I'm gonna put that video up too, but I promised some more downloads, which I never gave, so I'm gonna just wait to finish that video and post it. Alright, cool. Alright, I was off the Timo Mizumi, and yeah, we think we manifested like 2 fat joints, so that was cool. oh no, we manifested that after we finished all the rest of the onions, because we only had like 2 takes, that shit. So yeah, they gave me that to chill my nerves after they left. That was cool. Let's see. Imagination. I can't wait. Alright, so imagination. Allow self-vision to create. So when I say self, right, I actually do mean like self, like ego. But when I say ego, I don't mean the, right? I'm just saying like ego, the element. Like that is actually the actual ego. When people say the ego, they're talking about a bunch of different egos, right? But the actual ego is just ego, the element of ego, which is actually another infinity stone. Like when you combine the infinity stones, you get 3 more stones after that. Like how they say you have 6 infinity stones. Yeah, there's actually 9 infinity stones. Like how there's 9 fuck. My bad. There's 9. They say this. They say the kind of stone that it was on The Flash. They're talking about the some kind of wizard stone. Not wizard stone, but my bad. People are staring at me. That's about to piss me off. Cause like, why are you staring? Anyways, Philosopher's Stone. I really hope it's not called a Philosopher's Stone. The fuck, philosophy. But yeah, I think it's called a Philosopher's Stone. So whatever. Yeah, so the Philosopher's Stone. There's 9 of them, right? My bad. There's 3 of them on this realm, or on this plane, right? Because there's a bunch of planes stacked on top of each other in our realm, like how they showed you in The Flash. Probably a bunch of shit. The new Flash movie. But yeah, so there's other stones spread out across the other realms. I guess they only knew about 6 of them, or they only wanted us to think there were 6 of them, because we can only see in this color spectrum. So they'll play on our intelligence that way. I'm sorry, it's fucked up, but we're retarded as fuck. As long as you can come into light with that, then it'll be alright. Intelligence, love, and what else would light be? Whatever. Anyways, let's see. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, self-vision. So just allow your egos, right? Their visions, because once you can learn to receive their point of views, right? You have a lot of different egos too. It's not just your personalities and your emotions, right? It's in all your other bodies too, like your spiritual body, your gut, that gut feeling. If you focus while meditating on that gut feeling and see where that energy surges through your body, right, and out into your aura field and shit, You can see what kind of burning, electrifying energy, because it's a lot of different kind of energy, but you focus on the burning first, right? the heat, of how it sits in your stomach, and then like your body is really built in a reflection of how your energy, how your actual body works, because your actual body is just energy. So like, it's really cool. Then you feel the fire rise up through your spine and shit, and then like under your arms. Where else do I feel it? I think I feel it on my middle toes. Somewhere on my middle toes. I think my ring or my middle toe. Because, your chakras and shit are also connected to your feet, your phalanges and shit. That's cool. Or is that just you? I don't know. So yeah, we're going to allow these different selves, right? Bodies of consciousness, right? I also want to explain that whatever to their vision to create in this reality, like how they do in our dreams, because this is also a dream. This is like, I'm not going into that. It's too much. Like, what are we doing for real, bro? How do we get into this situation, bro? I don't know, bro. But yeah, anyways, dreams. Recall dreams. Interpret messages from future. Oh, well, yeah, that's obvious. And then clarity. See, oh no, it says EXP. Experience. See experience with inner knowing. Okay, so like how I can, use that higher sense of inner knowing, right? Because we're cut off from our senses, the rest of our senses. So use that sense of inner knowing to see your experience inside your dreams. When you recall your dreams, to interpret messages from the future. So that's how I was trying to write that down. Cool. And then when you can do that, right, and you can see these other timelines, then you can allow yourself to yourself's vision to create like an automatic manifestation thing. Speaking of automatic manifestation things, we're still on automatic with a lot of shit. We're still automatically manifesting a lot of bullshit in their reality. A lot of good reasons to detach from the reality, try to focus on self, recreating your world around you while trying to recreate yourself. I say wow because I don't know which one to do first, for real, because trying to do one or the other first might, be a challenge because of the blockages that we have in both. Because we'll try to use one of the other to reprogram one or the other, yourself or the world around you, right? Man, Helios, you're shining so bright today. I haven't been meditating these past few days. Like 4 days now. Yeesh. That's why I've been so tired. Yeah, took me 4 days to fucking finish the video. I didn't even leave the house because, like I told y'all, I'm not walking back and forth. But yeah, next time I might have to leave though, because apparently someone listening to music and reading from a book into a phone is suspicious or weird. I don't know. People just stopping to stare at me, you know, asking me if I'm okay, like, you know. But like I told you, I'm not used to people being nice, so I don't know if people are distracted by my glow, right? Because I guess you can say that's, what, a compliment? But, you know, I just find it rude because, you know, unless you're part of it, don't be in my business, you know. You know, because I'm just saying, you don't know what people, and that goes for all of us, right? Because you don't know what people be fucking doing, for real. So even if you see a homeless person, right, you know, talking to themselves, fucking playing around in their bag or some shit, you know, just doing their thing. You don't have to be trying to watch them and see what they're putting together or where they're taking this or what they're doing with that, because, like, you know, we're all just people out, or not out, in this box that we were trapped in, right? I wonder what the stairs used to look like in the past. They're probably like curved, you know, trying to invite from all angles type shit. Harnessing that kind of an energy. Not harnessing, but like conduiting. I don't know the word for that. You know, being a conduit for that kind of energy. Alright, let's try to get to this page. Okay, connections. Okay, connections. That was the last one. Part of these bullet points, right? Higher beings and higher realms, right? And man, I ate all my chips last night. My stomach was already hurting because I had so much else to eat. It's crazy. Alright, yeah, it's cool, man. My bad. That's cool. In that little second that I said, I had to record, like, I used the download of the first recording, right? From when I was experiencing eating all them chips, right? And I re-recorded it, so I felt like, you know, I didn't have to go through the experience to get the satisfaction in this moment. I just got the satisfaction. But be careful doing that, because you don't want to content yourself in whatever position or situation you're in, right? But it's still a good energetic thing to do to, you know, ignore these tedious situations we got to deal with, right? Chosen ones, frontliners, you know, being attacked by this fucking energy. Man, when you're on shrooms and just seeing how life plays out, you really get to see how these fucking higher forces, right, are really trying to move for you and against you. Like, you know, it's a whole battle, and it's funny, it's scary sometimes, but it's funny too, because, like, regardless of what I'm seeing, this shit is still cool as fuck, and I'm still an eternal soul, so, you know, whatever happens, you know, next tornado, next earthquake y'all sees might be me type shit, because I'm not leaving this bit. Not leaving this bitch without a fight type shit, you know. And I'm saying that because, you know, of course, I really don't want to come back here. I feel like these little messages I pushed, the family members, if they actually care about, you know, me or what I tried to enlighten them to, then at least them, you know. Can't say too much about my other friends, right? Because I don't know if we're still friends no more. You know. But yeah, the family members who I know feel obligated to love me because of these codes and systems, but I can see obviously, you know, are annoyed by me and intimidated with me, so choose to hate me and choose to be jealous of whatever little shit I can get, right? I don't care how privileged I look. I don't care how pretty I am with my crown. That shit, you know, I've still fucking been suffering since 04. I don't want to say since the day I was born, but yeah, we have no fucking clue, bro. This whole fucking spiritual war, bro. Spirit is consciousness. They've been playing with our energies, our conscious energies, to make us, you know, not just attack ourselves, but each other in different ways, and allow other attacks upon each other and ourselves to, you know, try and sacrifice yourself for the privileges of their system. But we didn't really know about all of the sacrifices because we didn't get the chance to actually enlighten ourselves. Because again, the system is made to take you away from everything within inside of you. I told you this. The education system, we're supposed to be teaching ourselves. That religious bullshit, we're supposed to be spiritual on our own. The fucking social media bullshit, we already can connect to each other in such a way that other people feel our energy from across the planet type shit. We don't even need telepathy for that. But yes, telepathy as well. We don't need cell phones. We don't need Google, because we have an internal network. We have the eternal network, the internet, right? Like, we are natural intelligence. I told you, we're divine intelligence, we're technology. Energy, we're just energy. Man, it's really about to piss me off. What are we doing? Like, cause why are we still being ignorant to this shit? And then it's just calling it theory, but only wanting to talk about how it could not be a theory when we want to talk about something else specific and dealing with some other bullshit that has nothing to do with. Man, I'm sorry. I'm getting a headache, man. I don't know if I can hear the music, but the music, the instrumentals really reflects my mood right now. It's probably why I feel this way. Or it's probably vice versa. Because, you know, being a conduit for an energy that creates reality, you know. I don't really know what be happening sometimes. I don't. Can I help you? It's alright. Alright, yeah. Like I said, niggas just like to come out and stare at you. Man, fuck the blunt. I'm about to smoke my cigarette now. I told y'all, bro, these energetic attacks. You don't see it as an attack because it's not even a fucking attack. There's just energy sent this way to lead people to being ignorant. Anyway. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, look at doom, 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 doop, doom, doop, doop, whoop, doop, doop, doop. Yeah, stop. Man, I love my energy, bro. Y'all gotta tap into your energy, bro. Y'all forget we're trapped in a box. If you don't know what a prism is, right? And it's specifically a box, right? And why they always have all of our rooms and shit in boxes, except for the Oval Office, right? No, my bad. That was a joke. Yeah. It's the trap in energy, and like I said, I feel trapped in a box that don't box, in a trap he get whacked with the, and yeah, man, Kid X is so tapped in, talking about the box we're trapped in with the energy we're trapped in here with, and the way it makes it want to crash out, but how he has to submit to this and that. And then when you watch the video, the anime AMV that they made, it just shows the main character getting his ass whooped back to back in a boxing ring, bro. Like, that's crazy. It's such, like, we are a symphony, I'm telling you, bro. Like, we are so intelligent. It's like, I was about to cry tears of joy, and then the tears kind of confused me, because, you know, when I thought about tears, I just thought about sadness, question mark, the trauma of our ancestors, question mark, you feel me? You know. But no, yeah, those kinds of mixed emotions always comes up, especially when you're fucking woke. You know, not even just being woke, but actually trying to move yourself in this life. I didn't know how, I forgot the other words, but you know, I don't really care about words too much, so I'm gonna just use whatever words I can in the format that I need as a cheat code. And because of that logic, my math teachers used to get pissed off with me, because when we were learning PEMDAS and all the other different equations that you use for that function, PEMDAS, I just kept using the different equations, because I wasn't paying attention in any of my classes. So it was like whatever I caught, would record in whatever class, I would just use that for the next week or two, or until I forget it type shit. And then or until we learn the next thing, But sometimes we will learn the next thing and I wouldn't notice, because the PEMDAS equations always look the same. And I'm not listening to the teachers, because I can always look up and teach myself real quick, and then go back to talking to my friends, and then do the homework at home if I need, or find time whenever I can do this shit, likely when I'm being forced to. But it was always cool, because I got my shit in time, except for 8th grade, because I was waiting to the last second, and then I waited to the last second, and then I found out that I should have been paying a little more attention. I was like, oh shit, my cheat code system isn't working the way I thought it would. We got a little more advanced with these questions type shit. So then it took a little longer, and then I don't know how I passed the 8th grade, but summer school, I guess. I'm sorry, Mom. I say that because, and I'm sorry, Dad, in case anyone was confused on why, I wasn't allowed to go see my mom over the summers type shit. Because people were doing shit, I was also doing shit, and shit was also happening. So, it's all good. Where were we? I think we were talking about... Oh, okay. So next download. So, yeah, I was talking about connections, higher beings from the other realms, right? Well, yeah, when you're self-aware on this level, you'll be able to communicate with them, and, they'll be better guides to you because you have better communication. Through, the other shit I was talking about with the intuition and dreams, clarity, imagination, all that shit, and then awareness. But, next download. So, dreaming of being animals. Oh, you could have been a like humanoid being, right? Because this humanoid god physique that we created, right, as a vehicle and avatar to move around and create in this world, right? Navigate and create in this world. Yeah, that shit. Yo, how you doing? So, my bad. You can elu boot? I don't know. You can do something this energy or need to. Wait, what? I think this is ELUBOOT. Elu boot. I don't know. Hold on. Oh, embody. Okay, it's a EMBODY. Okay, that's what that is. You can embody this energy if need to, because that says or. It does that's definitely an O and R. But why would I say or need to? Dreaming of being an animal. Oh right. Oh right. My bad. Because that's what I was talking about. Ugh, dummy. All right. So dreaming of being an animal, right? It means that you can be embodying this energy, right? Or projecting or experiencing this energy in your reality. Or you would need to, right? To get to the next stage of whatever you're working on in your ascension, right? And yeah, it's a good thing to be self-aware of. Because like I said, a lot of these things they know about because, you know, they had to do the experiments on us to be able to, you know, figure out all this shit about us. Because they were only told so much, right? To help, you know, play their part in what was going on. But after they were left to do whatever they wanted to do on this planet, you know, they were limited to their knowledge, so they had to, you know, do further experiments and shit. How you doing? So yeah, just remember that type of shit. You know? Sorry, it's just, you know, I've been trying to be nice about, like I was told, like, be trying to be nice about shit, so that I end up forgetting shit. But you know, on my breaks that I've been taking, I've been being reminded a lot of things. So let's talk about some shit, right? This energy or enjoy every bite. I know this sounds dark, but really, these are some of the types of downloads I be getting when I'm like, you know, tapped in on that level, or like on my shroom trips, or like, you know, super high. I don't even have to be super high. I just have to be like super sober for a really good minute, and then smoke like the appropriate amount, you know, and then drink enough water. And then, you know, still get some sun, and then like it's not about being high or like in that meditative feeling or whatever. It's about tapping into the eyes, bro. I be getting Sharingan, bro. Like in one of Kid X's songs, he said, something. My bad. Climbing. Hold on, no. He said, I don't know. He said peeking off the shrooms. I'm liking my sights on acid, bro. Cause like, acid tabs are made with DMT, and I told you don't take that shit. But take the natural shit. But I don't know too much about acid tabs to tell you don't do it, and the reason why. But I don't see it as natural, so that's why I'm saying don't take it, don't risk it. It can be altered and fucked with in different ways, type shit. But peeking off the shrooms, bro. Like the peak, the eyes when like, oh my god, it's like when your shroom trip is coming in, or your shroom high is coming in. I don't know. It's more like when your trip is coming in, but when you start to learn how to gauge your high after you learn how to take in your high, like with weed, and then you can gauge your high, and then like you can start to feel like with weed, right? You can start to feel that trip, and so then you can end up turning up the high and relaxing a little more, or getting a little more inspired or creative or this and that, right? Like with all your chakras, cause but yeah, like with the shrooms, right? So like when you learn how to gauge your high to where you can tap into them trips, it's like your third eye, you start to see differently, and you can start to see more and more clearly. And when I say differently, it's like, bro, these different ways of seeing, it's like you would have never thought to think this way when you observe this thing in this situation. Like, bro, peeking off the shrooms, I'm liking my sights on acid, bro. Anyways, yeah. I want to share something that I'm gonna talk about it later. But yes, enjoy every bite, right? Be creative with every chomp, right? Like with be creative with every chew, right? Chomp, chew, because a bite is like you taking something up with the spoon and then taking that bite, right? But then when you're chewing your food, you gotta be creative, right? I'm telling you to do this because when I was doing this, it was giving me downloads about, the relationship of how the different behaviors work from our, the different organs and cells and this and that's within our bodies, right? Because they all got consciousness, right? Like an ecosystem, like a micro and macrocosm, Yeah, we are an ecosystem. We're walking trees and shit. But yeah, cause this will enlighten you to different things. Like, bro, I'm telling you, I'm at the point now where I get downloads from shitting. Like, bro, the way the shit just came out, bro, the way it had to bubble up and form in this way and then move through these tubes and then get spit out and pushed by this muscle. It's all so reflective of this and that when we face this and that in life. I'm like, bro. Sometimes, like, I be feeling my other, like, I just be detached and listening to shit now. I just be feeling myself to saying, like, bro, can we just shit in peace? But then I look at my other self, but like, bro, isn't this interesting? Like, then I be trying to talk to my energies, like, well, yeah, that is interesting, but man, I guess we do gotta chill out on that. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a headache. Oh, spoil your God and treat your devil, right? So when I say this, right, because you don't want to spoil your devil, because your devil will, will cause hell on all realms, right? They're supposed to just, rule the lower hell realm, like all of that shit, right? Not just the lower realms, but also the hellish realms. Then your God takes the higher realms and also the heavenly realms. not realms, but like dimensions, right? Consciousnesses and shit. In realities, dimensions and realities, yeah. So, reason why I say spoil your God, right? Because, that's what we want to do. If you want to serve God and make your God happy, then you're gonna, kind of want to spoil them, your higher self, right? So like, the way I spoiled my God, right, was, I manifested the reality to where my mom would, take me to Arden's garden, while I'm trying to fast type shit. So then I would at least have some good shit, something good, bro. That shit was good, bro. And it's good for you, bro. Man. So, I was doing shit like that. I was giving myself the, like, proper tools to treat myself in the best way, right? In the most comfortable way, in the most, uplifting way type shit, even if that meant temporary friends, right? That I could spoil myself with and kind of brag to. Because, like, I don't want to brag, but, like, did you know this about us? Because, like, I forgot what energy that is. I think that's Pisces or Aquarius. It's an Aquarius. Right? I think it's Pisces. I forgot. I think it was the Aquarius zodiac sign that was in the Pisces planet when I was reading it. I don't know, but shit like that be confusing me. But yeah, one of the two, they like to be braggadocious about their family members, right? And since my people, my family, I like to, like, when I see one of my cousins or my brothers in them, and they allow me into their circle, their energy, and, they see I'm different, and I'm like, okay, instead of me trying to hide that I'm different or be ashamed of it or feel weird by it because you're still attached to these programs and you think that shit is cool, right? I'm gonna show you what cool actually looks like. And it's not to be braggadocious, it's to show you that we are actually honestly cool if we just be ourselves, because this is who we actually are. Like, right, I'm gonna be who this character is, right? Tayo, right? But I'm gonna also be us. I'm going to reflect to you, right? I forgot what zodiac energy that is as well, but yes, that was also one of my planets. That's cool. Anyways, not to brag or anything, but to inspire you, the rest to do the same. Because I wish you love. I wish you everything, yeah. Everything that you could want. What? Alright, my bad. Beat smaller battles first, right? Like laziness, right? And I was going to list more. Oh, because I didn't list more, I didn't finish the quote. So, beat the smaller battles first before you get to the bigger shit. Like, committing to something or committing to not be with something, right? And, like, let's just keep it simple. The quote-unquote spiritual life, right? Because when you're woke, right, this is why people get them confused, right? And this is why we had the opportunity to hide, the woke people got the opportunity to hide in the spiritual community, right? But then we ended up making spirituality and shit look crazy, I guess. Well, we didn't do that. That was, our ops, because they didn't want us to rise. But anyways, first you love yourself, then you love family, next you love your culture, so you can love humanity. But you crying, man. Alright, my bad. What was I saying? Alright, so spiritual. Okay, so when you're woke, right, and you go into the spirituality shit, it's because, you see what's going on and that we actually need to be on this shit to heal and ascend, right? And it's not even really just that. You really gotta fix your diet and what you consume on all levels, like I said, right? And start trying to reprogram yourself. But to do that, you're going to have to attach to new things and detach from other shit, right? From the matrix, and then detach from the matrix all around, and attach to true spirituality. I want to say the material realm, right? Because we need to understand the true material realm and the need for it and its uses and shit, right? So then we can understand how to gauge it and how it's being used against us. Oh shit. How? Okay. I couldn't see, my bad, y'all. I couldn't see the phone. Alright, that's what I was saying, how, because like I covered the phone with this phone and I couldn't see still, like that. Anyways, I think I stated my thing. Next, embrace darkness from slavery to quote-unquote slavery to give us new codes. I think that says new codes. Oh yes, these new codes, right? So I heard that our ancestors, right, because we knew we planned for what was taking place and shit, you know, started playing fifth dimensional chess on these motherfuckers, right? We allowed slavery, right? We allowed all this shit to happen, which is why they get to say that slavery was a choice. You know, even though we didn't want to go there, but we still had to go through it. Don't know what for real. I'm gonna do more research on that. But what I got from it so far is that we had to trigger our energies into becoming a different beast, right? Like I told you, how we had to grow up in a different way and mature in a different way, in a more dark way, so that we could move differently. And I keep saying different, right? I don't want to just say bad, right? And I don't want to just say dark, because people think darkness is bad, but you're gonna have kids and you're gonna see why your mama whooped you, right? But yeah, this is why we had to go through that shit though, right? Because I don't want to say it was too advanced, right? This is why I keep saying to become different beings. Like these different beings that we are now is like, they're more independent, right? They're more sufficient, reliable. You can rely on yourself a little more to protect yourself, sustain yourself, get resources for yourself and shit, right? Because we already knew how to do this shit, right? But we just had to, you know, let's say master it, right? Really focus it, right? Like, I forgot the word for it. My music cut off. I think this is the number I gave to that one dude. I think this is the number I gave to that one dude for me to do jewelry business with them. That's another thing. I manifested a few opportunities to do jewelry business type shit with people. So like that's awesome. Now I just gotta manifest someone with a good 3D printer and some welding shit, so I can make my own Iron Man shit. I don't want to call it Iron Man because I'm not trying to leave the ground yet. I'm gonna just make a Roadrunner suit, like I said, right? Yeah, right. The new code's the. Hold on, let me break that down before I just start talking about random shit. Okay, so yeah, when I say embrace it, right, I don't mean like make the best out of it, right? I mean just make the most out of it, but in the best healthy way, most best healthy way. Rather, that's you becoming as aware of it, like you want to become aware of these things within it is what I'm saying, right? Because if you don't, then these thoughts will kind of sit in your head, and your energy on its own will go on autopilot and start trying to process it for you. And yeah, another reason why you gotta learn how your natal chart energy works, so you can learn how your energy goes on autopilot and processes shit for you, or your subconscious. But yeah, when I say embrace it, I don't mean just like, make the best out of it. Like I want to say make light out of it, right? Because let it build your intelligence. Let it build your strength in your heart, right? Don't let it wither your heart or hinder any energies within, the loving energy that you are, right? Because we don't have to practice love or being loving people. By nature, we are loving people. I would have said like that lady from earlier who said, "How you doing?" But I'm not too sure about that, because if you would have heard the tone of her voice, it did sound like she was curious, but I don't know. It sounded like she was a little too curious, as if she's like, what are you doing, type shit. But also, if you feel people tugging on your energy in that way, when I say tugging on your energy, I mean like trying to get you to answer questions in the way that they ask their question, right? Like, if they're not going to be direct with their question and they're going to have attitude, right? In general, if they're going to be disrespectful and they try to ask you a question without asking you what they're actually trying to ask you, then I don't want to say play dumb. I don't want to just say play dumb, but just answer. Like, don't answer the question that they're asking for real, but just answer the question that was said out their mouth, type shit. Because the other day, this, like how she just said, "How you doing?" right? And then sat there and stared at me some more, right? No, she said, "You alright?" right? And then I don't know, she said she was just saying something. I don't know. But yeah, people will also ask you, why? What? That was weird. Not only did I mentally feel a blockage, I also felt physically something like move in my brain. I think like those were the chemicals responding to, create that reality for me, to just processing what it had picked up. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Something just clouded me so bad and kind of irritated me to the point where I don't want to bring it back. I could still feel it there. I love being energy, bruh. It's sad though, because if I get too high, I become energy, and then I start eating up the high, and then I can't be high no more. I'm just a different being at that point. Like, man, whatever. But yeah, I think that's another thing. The movies were trying to explain, like once you pick your frequency up into a level, the things that worked for you in the past won't work for you now. Like how I've been hearing a lot in tarot readings, or like how other people will. Yeah, nigga just came and sat down the stairs just to stare at me. Okay, I'm gonna head out now. But yeah, like how other motivational speakers, right, or like people giving advice, right, will tell you things that may have worked for you in the past, right, may not work for you now, that you are ascending to new lifestyle type shit, right? So yeah, I don't trip off weed no more, right? So I can't experience those other states of consciousness that I used to. But I can still feel that little high, right? Well, I used to. If I don't fast, then it's just gonna be a buzz. But even when I fast, right? I gotta fast from everything. Even water. Like, if I go a day without consuming anything, I'm just laying in bed thinking, when I say without consuming anything, right? Because, when I consume too much of these blue lights, it ends up giving me a headache type shit, Or when I consume too much research, right? I get a headache from that too, but it's a different kind of headache. Like, I be getting different kinds of headache where it just feels like pressure in my head, a buzzing in my head, burning type shit, or just like sensations like, when you start moving too much. I don't know what that's called. Not vertigo. Something like it though. Bars. Well, man, I'm so sick and tired of people. Cause like, when I say he sat down, like, yeah, it looked like the spot that he's sitting in is his natural, spot, right? But why did bro like face toward me, like knee like pointed right at me type shit, his body aimed in my direction when he could be looking out into the field? He wants to, for some reason, look at the corner of this building instead. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Ugh. Oh yeah, also, my dad raised me to be a bitch, and I think that's because, he didn't want me to overpower him from the anger of him mistreating me, right? But, because I was bullied so much by so many people, right? Including people that I loved and thought would protect me on that level. Because of such bullying, I'm kind of like, what do they call those guys? Forgot the name for them, but I'm a rogue. I'm gonna just say that. I'm a rogue. I'm a rogue in this world, like a Madara Uchiha. Oh, right. That's a good segue. So when you guys listen to those affirmations, there's some affirmations, right, that have, some spells in them, some traps, I'll say, right? I mean, if the whole song is a spell, I meant curses, right? Some of those affirmations have some traps in there, meaning like either just phrases that, should be some phrases you shouldn't say type shit. Or just it's promoting an energy that you shouldn't promote into your reality. So when you come across those parts, that's when you start to freestyle, right? And change the lyrics or say the lyrics, right? Differently. When you say the lyrics differently, right? You can, say it in a different tone, or you can think of something else, right? To refer to something else, right? Like how when they talk about us killing each other, right? Instead of like if they don't mention us killing each other specifically, but you know what the fuck they're talking about, right? Instead of you talking about killing your brothers or your cousins and them, right? You could talk about going after the real ops type shit. I be doing that shit all the fucking time. I be sending that energy their way. Let me drink this water so I can get away from this trash. Ooh, that was mouth was open. Just breathe in trash. I want to give a good example of some songs, but I can't really think of none right now. There was something else that I wanted to mention for the guide of how you guys should go about listening to those affirmations, right? Listen to them. You don't have to sing them all the time. You can just listen to them in the background type shit. Just get the energies playing into your reality and your consciousness, right? I had to fix the blunt. My locks are locking. I fucking love this song. Let me explain that though. I'm rogue. Yeah, I'm rogue in this world, meaning I'm not gonna be nice anymore, right? Let's still try to be respectful, but I don't really care about your feelings no more. When your own people want to see you drop, because that's why. Come on. Turn it up, bro. And now, guys. Alright. Whew. Motherfucker's irritating me. I don't smoke cigarettes because people make me mad. No, I smoke cigarettes because, I like to buzz before I get high. But, yeah, I did just get triggered, so, man. Smoke a little to chill out. I really I hate bragging, but I like how I handle anger now, you know. I just gotta work on like how I handle anger when it comes to people in my personal life, because you know, the more I love you, the easier it is for me to hate you type shit. But even if I hate you, ignore that, you know. I allow you to make me mad, so allow me to be mad at you type shit. And that goes for you too. If you allow someone to make you mad, then, or, hold on. If someone gets mad at you, right, it's because they agreed to the emotion, that reality. So, if they allowed you to make them mad, then allow them to be mad at you. It's that simple. I say that for all my moon and Libras, you know, because we don't emotionally feel that it's fair for other people to be mad at us for bullshit. But you know what? They want to be mad at bullshit, so let them. Double lie. Double shot. I'm good. It's been all next to this ant pile. I'm sorry, y'all. And they want to be curious and go see what it is. Yeah, we just vibing right now, waiting for me to get some more downloads, waiting for the video to time out. It's not gonna last for an hour and 35, you know, because I fucked up on the last recording, so then I didn't delete it because I'm gonna add it to the other video, right? Man, what? I gotta send that other video to myself on Messenger and then download it from Messenger to put it on the phone so I can add it to the other video on the other phone. Oh yeah, so I want to talk about this in the next video. We gotta make being woke fun. You know, I didn't write enough downloads for it. I didn't even get through a page. I didn't even get through half the page, but you know, it's really important to me. We gotta make woke being fun. You know, we gotta make this information popular, because too many people don't want to leave the matrix, you know, so they're gonna end up being stuck in this material realm. Even in the spiritual realm, you're gonna have to reincarnate if you don't survive the cleansing. Because, you know, they raped us, you know, and then that DNA is in us, right? And then they feed us the same DNA that they raped us with. The chicken and all other meat and shit, right? All the fish and shit, right? All the beetles and other bugs that they use for the natural coloring and natural flavoring and shit, right? That's why we have shit attached to ourselves, because we keep reattaching it to ourselves. You know, when they try to mix breed with us, it didn't successfully happen the way they wanted it to. So we just attach their cells to ourselves. Their cells are not mixed with their cells; they're just attached to ourselves. And then we keep reattaching it to ourselves with that bullshit. But no, back to making woke being fun, right? We keep ourselves in low vibrations, right? So that we can't think clear enough about the shit that's clearly going on, right? And then even when we do think about it, some of us don't move towards that reality because we're scared of, walking and living in that world. And then facing all that truth, bro. So yeah, while we're here in this matrix, right, we want to help wake up our brethren, right, so that they can ascend before it's too late. Because when some of us ascend, or enough of us ascend, we're just gonna start moving, and things are gonna start happening. I don't see these solar cycles as days. I see a lifetime as a day. And in this day that I'm in now, right? I keep thinking to myself, we don't have all day. We don't have the full lifetime to waste on this bullshit, right? Whatever we can do, let's make it happen. So, let's make video games, right? Let's make board games, Jumanji type shit, right? Monopoly type shit, right? Shoots and ladders, fucking dice games, chess games, about what's going on. Like how they put stories and references to this and that in games. Let's expose the references or expose the stories of what's going on. Let's make movies. I don't have a lot of time. I'm smoking, so I might get cut off. My bad. We gotta make movies. And talk about this some more, right? Might go into detail, right? And just listen to a few things. Let's make some movies, some YouTube videos, some TikTok movies. You know how they have all them stuff. That should be annoying. Let's make those fun interactive movies on YouTube type shit to where you can choose the next video to go to and see what you get, right? What scene you get, what outcome you get type shit, right? Man, like Rashad Jabal was saying, we need to make animes and shit, right? We need to make podcasts, bloggings, restaurants, stores, right? Opening stores full of high vibrational clothing and shit, right? Many like different shoes made out of different materials to help you ground or cleanse and protect your energy in this and that kind of a way. Silk clothing to help you not drain the charge or block the charge of your energy. And even if we don't have enough, silk clothing, we will have some clothing with some good designs and woke shit, high vibrational affirmations, freeing spells, energetically, consciously, whatever. Spells that we can write on this shit with symbols and shit. You know, make jewelry and shit. Like all types of jewelry, watches, and fucking glasses, you know, all that kind of shit. My bad. I was trying to think of, you know, whatever. You gotta make a bunch of different websites too, right? For games, for other stuff too, enlightening things like Facebook. We also gotta make social media so we can be social and in communication with each other. Also, I heard some people, not just one person, and since I can't remember the other names, I'm not gonna call that one nigga out. But yeah, I heard a few people talking about how, you know, they don't want to make a system after we crash this system. Y'all forgot when we were coming out of slavery, out of bondage, when we were coming into this system we're in now, right? We had our own little silent system within our community to help keep us in check, because we knew that they were fucking with us and we were going to try some more crazy shit to make us go against ourselves and each other, right? So we kept these systems in check. Even the little quote unquote fucked up things, right? It's just darkness, bro. It's not fucked up, it's not evil. Even the things like children are supposed to be seen, not heard. Yeah, it's true that children need to be heard, but there's just certain times for